Two testing. What is up, IDP Army? It's your man Jordan Rains, and I am back again with another episode of the IDP Army podcast. Today, I am joined by Billy Manziel of VOP Podcast. What's up, Billy?
Doing well. I'm happy to be here.
You're damn right you are. Guys, gals, boys, girls, and all people. It is almost fantasy football season. We had our third week of preseason. We're going to break down some rankings updates based on some of that bullshit. We are going to talk about the news, and we are going to get you guys prepped for your drafts, and then we'll get you out of here. So let's do it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, what's up, boys and girls, guys and gals? Please do me a favor if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We want to hit 1,000 subscribers by the time the season kicks off. That's like 2.5 weeks. We can do it. You know, I mean, I can't do it, but I mean, you can help me do it. So please go subscribe. That would be dope. Tell a friend, share somebody, whatever. Appreciate that. We're going to talk some rankings updates in this last week. Let's just start with quarterbacks because that's a hot topic of discussion. Justin Fields and Trey Lance both took the field this weekend. Billy, what were your thoughts on those games?
Well, Trey Lance sure looked rough. It wasn't necessarily his fault. I'm hoping and praying that maybe they're just not showing everything right now, or maybe they're trying too much. But man, was he zinging those passes at those those receivers. Like it's like catching fireballs out there. I did not understand that at all. Maybe that's just nerves. I'm going to hope and pray that that's it. But that San Francisco has me nervous. I have them as a Super Bowl pick, which is not looking great right now in the preseason. But preseason is just that. It's preseason. So we'll see where they're at come September.
Yeah, I watched Jimmy Garoppolo didn't look bad, but I mean, again, he's never looked bad. So, you know, you can never hold that against him, really.
Right.
But like you said, I mean, Trey Lance was throwing with some heat. He did have a few drop passes, some ones I thought guys should have come down with, but
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's a preseason game. It's his first few NFL passes. You can tell that he's got what it takes, though, as far as an athlete and as far as a thrower of the football. He looks like a beast. So I still think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start the season. I really do. And I think that Andy Dalton is going to start the season for the Bears, personally. I think that's just what's going to happen. Is it what I would do or think is best? No. But we've seen this kind of song and dance play out like this before. We kind of know what's going to happen. And I don't think Andy Dalton, I mean, I don't want to go down the Andy Dalton rabbit hole again.
I was about to say, let's please,
here we
2
go.
shows ago,
I think
let's not do
Justin
that.
Fields is going to be epic whenever he hits the field. But I don't think Andy Dalton has shown enough poor performance at any point or the way he's even conducted himself to warrant him just starting out on the bench. So, especially with the money they gave him, whatever. So, I think week 1 we're going to see Andy Dalton and we're going to see Jimmy.
I like Fields though. He looks good. He looks like what you want to see from a rookie. Like maybe he's not ready to go right now, but he's showing all of the tools. The groundwork is being laid to have a quarterback that's going to come in and lead your team, and that's exciting. If anything, the Bears fans should be excited because this quarterback looks like whenever it is his time to get his number called, he's going to be ready to go. He's going to put you in a good spot, and your franchise, looks to be going up, not down.
Yeah. I don't think I have either of them in my top 15 quarterbacks this time.
I have one of them, so
nice.
Can't wait to get to that.
We'll get to that soon. Okay, let's talk a little news, IDP news. I saw Josh Allen of the Jacksonville Jaguars got placed on the IR, COVID IR. That kind of sucks. We're hoping for a big bounce back from him across the IDP community. Another kind of injury-ish related thing is, it's AJ Brown knee thing. I don't really know what to make of that since he played last year with hurt knees. But
I'm hoping that's nothing.
Yeah, hoping that's nothing. That's not what I want to hear, though.
No. I saw Minnesota sign back Everson Griffin as well. brought him back to help out their defense. Obviously he's not probably rosterable until we can see what he can do, but
yeah, I'm not usually anti like old pass rushers, but I'm just kind of like fatigued on this whole Vikings defense in general. And to bring back a guy that's been gone for 2 years, just not something I'm necessarily super pumped about.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Do you want to talk about Jamar Chase?
I do. I don't know what Jamar Chase did to you all. He has not looked great in the preseason. I'm not trying to hide that fact because everybody's seen it. There was a report today that came out saying that Auden Tate might be taking some of his early season snaps just to kind of get him eased in a little bit more. Look, the kid hasn't played football in a year. Like, let's give him time to get adjusted. It's not by the end of the season. I think we're gonna laugh at that take, but I don't think that just because he's having a poor preseason that we have to say he's a bust. You shouldn't have taken him first overall in your wide receiver drafts, the first wide receiver overall in your rookie drafts. I think we're overblowing it a little bit. I'm not saying that he's rosterable this year. I would not be having him on my roster in redraft leagues because he's simply going too high. But just give the kid a chance. Like, come on. Like, I don't understand why the entire community is trying to say he's a bust. What are you getting for him in trades? Exactly like this comment says. Just give him time. He is great. He's a great route runner, great receiver. Let's just give him a chance. Like, I don't understand.
Here's what's happening. We're at the intersection of redraft and dynasty world right now. Everybody that does this all the time has skewed towards dynasty, consciously, of course, but some will say it was subconsciously towards a dynasty analysis. So that means that we've talked about Chase more. The reality is 2021, this next year, Jamar Chase is probably not going to do a lot to help you win. I don't feel comfortable playing him even as a flex, the first week of the season.
No.
And his ADP coming into this last week was, what was it like? His ranking or ADP was like wide receiver 25, 24, 25.
He's going in about the fourth round of drafts, fourth or fifth.
I mean, there are that's like a round where Mike Evans goes. That's a round where like DJ Moore goes. Like, that's absolute absurdity. Like, so I can understand why people are like they're coming in this year like, wait, what is kind of going on? Like, they're fading him for this year, I think. And I think people are kind of realizing, oh, yeah, like that's almost the norm. We've gotten away from fading rookies because we've seen so much success. But my thing is, for every Justin Jefferson, I mean, we've had a Henry Ruggs, a Jalen Reagor, a J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, a Michael Pittman, like these guys that were not great. I mean, everybody last year wasn't CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, and Justin Jefferson. But the way everybody talks about rookie wide receivers last year, they were. I mean, so yeah, I think Chase.
I think it's more opportunity. Like, I think that if you want to find the wide receiver that's going to bust and break out from a rookie perspective, you got to go with somebody who isn't drafted in the first round because the expectations are hefted onto them, and you got to expect them to live up to that draft hype. Where if you got like a De'Ami Brown or a Terrace Marshall, where the expectations aren't necessarily high for them, but they have all of the tools to be amazing this year. If anything cracks the right way, like Curtis Samuel's hurt currently, could that help De'Ami Brown across from Terry McLaurin? Maybe. And you can get De'Ami Brown for free right now. So I think people just need to relax. From the dynasty perspective, Jamar Chase is going to be fine. From redraft perspective, I can understand not wanting to take him in the fourth and fifth round. I just don't see him like being a bust. Like, that hurts to hear because he's going to be great. It's just maybe not week 1 or 2 of the season.
Yeah, maybe not at all this season. Maybe he'll just be another Bryan Edwards.
Oh my God. It hurts. It hurts to hear stuff like that because he's so much better than Bryan Edwards. Like, he's better. I don't know. We're not going to get into it. I'm going to let him show it for himself because I can clearly see that people are taking preseason as like the word of law and that like that's the receiver that he is. And he's not. I put together his TikTok package that we came up with, and
Yeah.
I was like blown away by just seeing the clips one after another because I'm just like, wow, this is insane.
It was weird
And-
seeing, his highlight clips in black and white since it's been so long since he played football. But I mean,
well, last time he played with Joe Burrow, and he's about to play with Joe Burrow again. So we'll see.
I have questions about Joe Burrow. I always have. I think it's gonna be a really fun year, a really great fun year for Bengals fans. It's gonna be a really fun football team. They're gonna do a lot of fun stuff. You guys have hope for the future. It's gonna be real fun.
Take T. Higgins though; he's going way too cheap. Don't let him slip.
Bingo. Boyd and Higgins. Screw the hype. All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and jump into the actual meat of the show. And that's going to be, we are going to talk through our rankings, our quarterback rankings quickly, if there's been any big changes the last couple of weeks, which I actually have had some changes recently. I don't know about you. But I'll just go ahead and read mine off. I'll try to get them up here on the screen as well, if I can get that worked out. But obviously, number one, I have Patrick Mahomes because he's the greatest quarterback of all time, ever and forever. So that's obvious.
It's pretty consensus.
Yeah, pretty chalky. But it's really not, though, because there's a lot of people out there like, oh, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray. And I mean, they say that. I don't know if they believe it, but they say that. But number two, I have Josh Allen. 3, I have Dak. 4, I have Kyler at 4, and I have Russell Wilson at 5. So this is where I'm already kind of off the chalk. I've recently moved Lamar Jackson down just because all his pass catchers are hurt. I mean, straight up. And I haven't seen him take a leap forward as a passer. Like, yeah, he's been a good passer. He's been an efficient passer. But I mean, I need volume, and
his rushing upside still keeps him high.
I understand it.
I
get that. I've had Lamar every year he's been good. Okay. I was in before he was good. Okay. Quote unquote good. But as from a fantasy perspective, when I see everybody on his team that he can throw to going down, I mean, there's only so much rushing upside that exists when you're throwing for 100 yards. You know what I mean? And they're all going to Mark Andrews and Jack Doyle or whatever this other guy's name, Doyle.
Jack Doyle. Yeah, it's Nick Boyle.
Some tight end that doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
He'll get one of the 18 targets in the game. So I've moved Lamar down. Hollywood hasn't been there all camp. Bateman is,
all of their receivers are hurt.
All their receivers are hurt. So it's just like, if you don't move Lamar Jackson down, I just don't understand what you're really doing. So I've adapted. I've moved Russell Wilson up. He's just been so good consistently. He has the weapons. He has the running game. He has the downfield stuff. This defense is good, not great. I think they're going to be in a lot of shootouts. I don't think it's going to be letting Russ cook. I think that they're just going to have to throw the ball. So I'm +1 ECR on him. I got him at 5, Herbert at 6, and I got Lamar Jackson at 7. I got Aaron Rodgers 8, Tannehill 9, and Brady at 10. What are your top 10 guys looking like?
I got Mahomes 1, Allen 2. I think I'm pretty sure everybody's kind of caught on that those are the top 2 at this point. But after that, I have Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott at 5. 6, I have Aaron Rodgers. 7, Justin Herbert. 8, Russell Wilson. 9, Tom Brady. And 10, Matthew Stafford.
Stafford at 10, huh? Read them back one more time to me.
Sorry. Mahomes 1, Josh Allen 2, Kyler Murray 3, Lamar Jackson 4, 5, Dak Prescott, 6, Aaron Rodgers, 7, Justin Herbert, 8, Russell Wilson, 9, Tom Brady, and 10, Matt Stafford.
Are you not moving down Lamar at all because of the?
I'm gonna wait. I want to know how hurt the receiving core is. They're not practicing right now, but that doesn't mean they're going to be out for the. If they came back next week and said, "Hey, we're going to be down Bateman and Marquise for the first game," yeah, I would be down because who's he going to throw the ball to that's actually going to catch it? I mean, kind of you didn't even know if Marquise Brown was going to catch it anyway, but. I'm going to wait until I need more information before I move him down completely. I still believe because he's going to rush because he's going to vulture touchdowns, I'm going to leave him up at number 4.
Yeah. All right. We got an IDP question in the chat.
Sure.
We're going to answer that real quick. Are Danielle Hunter and Derwin James set to return their regular Pro Bowl selves? I would say, yeah. I mean, if the bar is Pro Bowl, just because getting to the Pro Bowl is essentially just having the right name. And those are both the right names on defense to get to the Pro Bowl. So, yes. Now, the shade aside, yeah, I mean, I think they'll be fine. Derwin James is a safety. I mean, he can't not produce, essentially. Danielle Hunter, I'm interested to see how he plays coming back off of like neck surgery / a year off. But when he went out, he was one of the best in the game, and he plays a position that is a skill-based position. I mean, like he's been consistently good because of his skill set that he brings. So I think they'll both be fine coming back this year. You have any thoughts on those two?
I feel the same way. I would love to see it from Derwin James. I have been a fan of him since he was at Florida State. I really wish that he could just play an entire season and show what he's capable of. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm just getting nervous, but yeah, Danielle Hunter. The injury scares me more than him coming back and showing what he can do, because I believe.
You believe?
I believe.
All right. Let's talk about your quarterback 10. You have Matthew Stafford. Where do you have Tom Brady?
9.
Okay, nice. Where do you have Tannehill?
13.
All right, that's a nice little cluster.
So here, if you want to know why I have Tannehill at 13, because he was my quarterback 10, but is AJ Brown okay? If AJ Brown's not okay,
he just has to throw to Julio now.
Who are you trusting? Like, are we trusting Julio? Like,
are you not trusting Julio?
If he played an entire season, I would trust Julio. I don't know for a fact that he's not going to get hurt in the first game. So
we don't know that anyone's going to be alive.
Yeah, I feel that. But I would love to see it all together first before I believe more in Ryan Tannehill. And I believed when AJ Brown was completely healthy, but now until AJ Brown comes back, I gotta hit him down a little bit.
Okay. All right, well, let's just go ahead and go to our next little cluster here. So for me, from 10 to 20, I have Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, Stafford, Jameis Winston, who I think is going to start for the Saints. Well, if I really knew he was going to start, he'd be higher. 13 is my hedge. 14, Matt Ryan. I got 15, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 16, Jared Goff, 17, Derek Carr, 18, Big Ben. So you'll notice right there from 14 to 18, I got a lot of pocket passers. Honestly, from 10 to 18, it's pretty much all the guys that have like.
There is one player in there right there, Jared Goff. That is insane. What are you doing there? Why is he in there?
He's on a terrible offense. He's on a terrible defense. They have a terrible defense. They're going to have to throw a lot. And we've seen Jared Goff rack up yards. Like, is he a good quarterback? No. I'm not saying he's a good quarterback.
If you take Sean McVay away from Jared Goff is a bum on the street. So
okay, but we say that now, but I would take you back to when Jared Goff was drafted. What was it, number 1 overall? He wasn't a bum off the streets then.
Yeah, he was. He was bummed then too.
Yeah, he was, but he went number 1 overall. So the narrative.
Okay, well that's fair enough. Sean McVay thought
he's the same guy that got drafted 1 overall. He actually was. He's had the tutelage of a Sean McVay, and now he's had the ego bump down of not playing in California anymore in LA. Mr. Perfect, he's got to play in dirty Detroit. So that boy's in trouble. He's gonna throw. He has to throw. He's fighting for his life right now. Okay.
Your number 2 overall draft pick, by the way.
Whatever. Oh, and yeah, he should. Well, him and Carson
and he will be out. He will be out next season when they're
I'm just saying.
Quarterback.
This is what I'm saying. I think he's going to have to throw. I'm not saying it's going to be pretty, but I mean, Jameis Winston got benched after one of the best quarterbacking fantasy seasons of all time. Okay, it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be good to be quarterback 16 for fantasy football. Okay.
I don't want any part of it.
I don't want him either. I don't want him.
By all means.
My rankings. I don't want him.
But if it was a 2 quarterback league, you're saying you want him. So
I would be happy with him as my 2. Yeah. Happy. Not excited.
No,
happy.
Thanks.
Okay. Anyway, like I said, from like 10 to 18 there, you're pretty much all your pocket passer guys with, maybe 200 rushing yard upside. But they could throw, I mean, all these guys could pretty easily go over 4,000 yards. Then you get down to Tua at 19, Daniel Jones, 20, Joe Burrow, and then I have Jalen Hurts. A lot of that is just kind of like, to me, they're just kind of they're starters, obviously, but I just have a lot of questions about them. We don't know what the Giant season is going to be like. We don't really know how they feel.
Okay, so here's where I'm talking to you because I don't understand. Jalen Hurts is down that low. Why?
I don't even think Jalen Hurts is going to last as their starting quarterback very long.
Who are they going to put in there? Flacco? They don't have a choice. They don't have an option.
What I mean, that's just my opinion. You can hate all you want.
I hear you, but you have Goff up higher than Jalen Hurts. I
Goff's
have to.
been to a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has
Oh,
played
for
in
the
3
love of
games, 4
God.
games.
How was he in that Super Bowl, by the way?
It doesn't matter. He's been a starting NFL quarterback for over half a decade.
God, Jimmy G was at a Super Bowl. I don't really see
Yeah, and
him.
he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
I don't see.
Are you saying? What are you saying right now? Can you just tell me what you're saying about Jalen Hurts?
I'm saying Jalen Hurts rushing upside has him much higher. He could have 100-yard rushing games this season. You realize that, right?
Dude, come on.
What do you mean, come on?
Who cares when they're losing by 14 points? Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, Detroit's going to be terrible, and Jared Goff can't run. So I don't.
He has to throw.
And he can't.
You can't just pull the ball down and run when you're down 14 all the time. Like you just.
You can. You can scramble. That's what. This is what he's going to do.
Dude's going to be out. He won't play half the season. He'll be the next Dwayne Haskins.
They cannot put whoever in. Like they can't put Joe Flacco.
They can't
in
put Joe Flacco in over Jalen Hurts.
No,
you really mean that? You really mean
yes. They have to give him an entire season to see what he's got, so they know if they need to draft a quarterback next season.
Interesting.
What? Like they've only said this offseason they're giving the keys to the offense to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, and
they're not going to rip the keys away in week 7.
That's why they've been linked to all the Deshaun Watson every other week.
Oh, if you could get Deshaun Watson, there's I would say probably 28 teams right now that would take Deshaun Watson. Like there's probably
Jalen Hurts at 22, and if people don't like it, they can suck it. That's
fair enough. Fair enough. I just need to hear your explanation.
I don't fucking care.
More than
I don't want him. I mean, he's a low end quarterback too for me. There it is.
That is
who's he throwing to? And on his best days, what's he gonna have? On his very best day, he'll be just a middle of the pack Lamar Jackson day. Very best day.
There's another team that's gonna have to throw a lot, and he's gonna have to throw. He's gonna have to run. God. He's gonna have to do whatever they can to try to score points. I just can't believe you have him below Jared Goff. That's all. That's the only thing.
Yep, and I'm putting it in the ECR, baby. Loaded.
That is
super
wild.
Lock that shit in. Now I will give you this. I should probably have Baker higher. I'll give you that. I shouldn't have Jalen Hurts ahead of Baker.
Oh my God, man!
And I probably need to move.
This
is
up wild.
Bit, all right, who are your next 10? Give me your 10 through 20.
Okay. So 10 was Matthew Stafford. We went that. 11's Joe Burrow. 12's Jalen Hurts. 13's Ryan Tannehill. 14 Kirk Cousins. 15 Trey Lance. 16 Matt Ryan. 17 Trevor Lawrence. 18 Jameis Winston. 19 Ryan Fitzpatrick. And 20 is Big Ben.
Interesting. So who did you have ahead of Ryan Tannehill right in front of him?
Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts. And it's because they're going to have to throw a lot. And Jalen Hurts is playing for his job. They're going to take a quarterback next season if he's not good this season. So I think he's going to try as hard as he can to be good. And if he's not, he's not. If he is, he is.
Who?
But Jalen Hurts. If he's good, he's good. If he's not, he's not. Will be a season they're in a rebuilding situation as it is. If he proves that he's really good, then that's it. If he's not, he's not. And they get a new quarterback next season.
I just can't stop smiling. You sound like every deranged Eagles fan I've ever talked to.
It's not deranged. It's the situation.
They said Carson Wentz was good up until literally the second he was gone, and then it was like, well, he wasn't that good, really.
But it's okay. So it would be true of any team that was in this exact same situation. Any team that was in this exact same situation. The fact that he's going to get the chance, he can do it. He can do it. You admit he could run for 80 yards in a game.
Oh, yeah. He could do that.
Okay. And he's going to vulture touchdowns from the goal line. Probably going to happen. It's just the opportunity that he has right now. It could equal fantasy success, and I would take him over Jared Goff. I don't understand.
Here's my thing, and that's opportunity. You're talking opportunity from a micro scale. He's taking the ball from under center. I'm talking opportunity from a macro scale. This is just a test run, and if it doesn't look good, there's no reason.
But there's nobody behind him. If they traded for Deshaun Watson, you're right, because I mean, Deshaun Watson might not play this year, and from a dynasty perspective, I wouldn't be investing in Jalen Hurts. But
Yeah,
for
no
one,
way.
season,
Okay. Let's bring it back down to your level, the micro. Then, okay, he's taking the ball every snap, whatever. This is still a team where your best pass catcher is Zach Ertz.
but we don't know. We don't know. Like, let's see it. Zach Ertz might not even be on the team. So
yeah, exactly.
like
so now who's your best pass catcher?
Okay, it could be Devontae Smith. Who knows? He hasn't played an NFL down yet. How do you know he's not the best pass catcher on the team?
You're just extremely bullish on a quarterback that we literally, as you say it, don't know anything about. It sounds like you don't know anything about it.
You are
might run for 80
you are
yards
bullish on
sometimes.
Jared Goff, who's never played in Detroit a day in his life, and he hasn't been away from Sean McVay.
I've seen Jared Goff air it out more times than I've seen Jalen Hurts run for 80 yards. As you put it.
Don't know what that means. Joe Flacco's also shown more than Jared Goff, but not going to start him, are we? Because that's,
all right. Let's just move. Is this an Eagles show or no? I hate the Eagles.
Yeah, we both hate the Eagles. I hate that I'm having to defend the Eagles
I know.
right now. Like, I hate this.
Josh is probably out here loving it.
No, we're scrubbing this from the internet so that he never sees it. Like, that's the thing. I do not want this attached to my name at all because fuck the Eagles.
You're a big OU fan. That's what it is.
It's really not. I have been saying since day one, Jalen Hurts will not be an NFL starter. So the fact that he's gotten this far is already just blown my mind. Yes, it's blown my mind that he's failed his way into this. Like, it's insane. But whatever, it's fine. We'll leave that where it is. I more want to get to my Trey Lance love, I put him at 15.
All right, yeah.
If he gets in there, dude, I just like the opportunity is there for him to succeed. And Kyle Shanahan is a magician. He can make players better than they're supposed to be, a la Jimmy G, as he got to a Super Bowl. My fear, obviously, is that Jimmy G, he's not going to lose you the game, but he's also not going to win you the game. So is he just going to ride that again like he did 2 years ago? And that's what has me nervous. But if Trey Lance gets in there, I'm super excited for them. So I hope that he does the right thing and Shanahan sees what he needs to see in practice from Trey Lance and puts him in there because he's got rushing upside. All of the players on the team seem to love him. If you watch the pregame, all of them are crowded around Trey Lance because they want him to throw the ball. I hope that he gets an opportunity because if he is easily like a top 15 quarterback in fantasy.
Oh yeah. And he's got so many weapons. I mean, his situation is miles different than Jalen Hurts. And you have him, 3 spots below Jalen Hurts?
Oh my God, it's different, but okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't even have him in my rankings right now or high enough to be brought up. I need to fix that. I've been kind of like playing chicken with those two, have them both kind of down there in my late 20s.
I just keep telling myself Jimmy G missed a wide open throw in the Super Bowl and it lost him the Super Bowl. And every time I'm like, man, Jimmy G could do this all year. I think back to that throw and I'm like, no.
No, when it matters.
No.
When it matters, if they're not up 14 and running the ball, it's over. They've lost.
And then, what if they get down 14? You're not
putting
Jimmy G's not bringing you back. Jimmy G's not going to bring you back.
Hey, that's what Trey Sermon's there for.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully. I believe in the 49ers this year, but I don't believe in Jimmy G. I just believe in the coaching and the players around Jimmy G.
Yeah. All right. Any more quarterback queries out there in the world of people watching in the chat or the stream? We appreciate that. You guys have any questions for us before we move on from that about our rankings? Any other guys that we may or may not be fading or hyping up? If not, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We do appreciate that. Hit the bell so you guys will find our new stuff. All right, we're going to run a little video here, and then we'll be back, and we're going to talk running backs. What's good, IDP Army? It's Jordan Rains, and quickly I want to tell you guys today about the big project I've been working on, the Ultimate IDP Index. The Ultimate IDP Index is the #1 resource for IDP fantasy football players, rookies or veteran for 2021. Inside, you're going to find contract information, tiered IDP rankings, detailed player production profiles going back to 2017, suggested trade values, and a whole lot more, including unique write-ups, unique videos that will only be available within the Ultimate IDP Index. But to me, probably the most valuable thing is the fact that the trade value estimation tool is going to be updated weekly, so you'll always be aware of what a player is worth in your Dynasty League at any given moment. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for the IDP Army Patreon today. Patreon.com/the IDP Army. Join the Black Ops tier and join the IDP Army today. All right, we are back. Shout out to the Patreons. Shout out to the Ultimate IDP Index. Shout out to IDP Fantasy Football. Make sure you guys hop in there before the season starts. We'll be here every Sunday morning in season, 11 Eastern. We will be streaming start sets for anyone who shows up. We usually have a pretty good crowd. We answer as many questions as we can, and then we get out here and we watch football all day. So join us for that. I'm sure Billy will be on for, I don't know.
I will be on as much as I can, believe me.
Yes, sir.
Excited.
So you'll get good information from guys who are really practitioners in fantasy football. I care. Someone put out a poll this week on Twitter, like, I was asking analysts, do you really care if your takes hit or not? Do you care if you're wrong? And I was kind of annoying, but not shocked to see that it was almost 40% of people answered they didn't really care if they were right or wrong. They were just more excited to be part of the conversation. I don't like that. That's not me. I want to be right. That's why
I'm trying to make winners here. Like, that's the thing. I'm here to win, and you all that are listening are here to win. So let's win. Like, why? I don't know why we're
exactly. So I mean, I feel like I double and triple down on players a lot, but it's important to just get the guys that are going to do the best. I tweeted something today, and I mean, it's kind of hokey, but it's true. It's like if you're picking between Kittle and Kels, and you over the last 2 years, and you picked Kittle, you lost. You were wrong. Like, you were definitively wrong. Like, there was a better pick at that position at relative cost. So it's like stuff like that where it's like that actually matters. Like, it really does matter to get even at the top end. Well, I just want one of the big three. No, you don't. You want the one. And if you know who the one's going to be, take him. You know what I mean? Don't play this fucking game. Like, I just get so sick of this. Like, people are like, well, it's really about these. No, like, the top guys are always in a positional advantage. That's why they're the top guys. That's multiple points sometimes for some of these guys over the next guy. That stuff matters, and showing up on the field matters. So all that matters into those picks. And if you pick a guy that scores less than a guy that got picked later, you made the wrong pick. So it really does matter. That's why I think you see ADPs tighten up and stuff as you get closer to the season, because people are kind of playing more with their convictions versus early in the offseason where we can all win. We're all going to have good tight ends, and we're all going to, Tua's going to be okay. I'll just stream Tua all year in my one quarterback league. That's not going to work when you're running up against these guys running Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen 4 weeks in a row. So why don't you just pay attention, get a good quarterback, and win your week. So, like I said, we want to help you guys be winners. We care about winning. I'm in leagues with Billy, and I don't want him to win. Like, I want Billy to lose. I want him to suffer. I want him to lose with guys he traded to me for less than they were worth. I want it all.
I would love to see you actually win a championship. I
want it all. Okay, I want the whole thing.
I've been in leagues with you so far, and I've won 3 championships to 0. So I'm excited to see what you are.
It takes a while.
Excited to see what you're capable of.
Rome wasn't built in a day. All right, Caesar's over here. I'm building the road. All right, we gotta get the infrastructure laid out, and then it's dynasty time. Watch out. Who's coming. I've been in the playoffs every year.
I'm ready to see
every league we're in. I'm in the playoffs. You see me there.
It's true.
Yeah, I just got
fall short, but I see it. That's true.
Work out the kinks. All right. Let's talk about some running backs for your pleasure. Speaking of guys who are just chalky and just the way to go, that's Christian McCaffrey. He's the 101, period. There's no conversation. There's no debate. if you're having conversation debate, you're not really looking at what Christian McCaffrey's done over his career. I don't trust you. So go look at the volume, go look at the efficiency, go look at the snap share equity, go look at the offense, go look at everything about him. Nothing about him does not scream 101. So what are your thoughts about him? And the both top 5 guys are kind of interchangeable. I have Saquon higher than a lot of people. I have Alvin, Dalvin, Saquon, Nick Chubb, and Zeke at 6, and I have Henry at 7, which you're probably going to hate, but these are PPR rankings. So
Yeah, I have Henry at 4. I don't care if it's PPR or not. Until he shows me he cannot be a freight train, I'm gonna treat him like a freight train, and he can go for 200 yards in any given week. I gotta trust it. I've doubted him for 2 straight seasons because of the amount of work that he's gotten over the years, and I can't do it anymore. I mean, I took him in a couple leagues last season, and he got me to the championship. So I just can't doubt him until he breaks down. He just is a freak.
where do you have him?
I have Henry at 4.
Nice. Yeah.
So my 5 are CMC 1, Cook 2, Kamara 3, Henry 4, and Barkley 5.
Yeah, and I won't lie. I mean, my rankings are there's bias in all of us, and some of my rankings are just straight up bias. It's just like I've had Derrick Henry on my teams in fantasy once or twice, but the problem was when I had him on my teams, he sucked. I've literally never experienced the joy of Derrick Henry going off on my team. I've had him go off against me.
Right.
So maybe that's why I have him lower than some of these guys I've had exposure to in the past. Dalvin Cook, for instance, I would definitely, he's a little bit higher. Even Saquon, I think we forget, the kind of dynamic runner Saquon is with the pass catching ability.
Can we bring up Saquon? I see we have a question, and I actually want to get to that. So I don't love Saquon this season. I have him as my 5th best running back. I will not be going for him, though. And it's simply because the injury that he's coming back from, you have to have Adrian Peterson level ability to overcome that, because it was an MCL tear with like a little bit of damage, I think, to the knee. He could come back and be great. I mean, I'm not saying that he wouldn't. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Adrian Peterson did it. I get that. And I hope Barkley can have an Adrian Peterson season. But the chances are he might not have that, and that scares me. So I'm a little nervous about taking him. I will probably be steering clear of him. I understand why he's number 5. I have him ranked that high because at his best, we all know what he can do, but I get a little nervous to tell somebody they should take him because I'm not sure about it.
Fair. Got another question here in the chat. How do you feel about Jordan Brooks? Good. I mean, Jordan Brooks, Seattle Seahawks linebacker. Yeah, I mean, he played well last year when he did play. I think he had a couple of double-digit tackle games. And he was playing minimal snaps, and that's going to go up this year. They pretty much committed to him as their secondary linebacker. So, I like him
as long as KJ Wright's not there, am I right?
Well, he's not. He apparently has been visiting other people.
I know. I'm saying as long as he's not there.
This guy says he took Saquon at 7. I got Saquon at 205 in a draft the other day. I mean, I love that.
Whoa.
I started Devontae Adams. I got Saquon at 205.
205? He's probably better. Super flex.
No, I don't think it is.
Are you kidding me?
Right, dead ass.
Okay. Well, that is the fade of all fades right there.
That's the fade though, and it's like an industry draft too. So it's like he's like a popular fade right now in the industry.
He is not 205 bad. 7. I like him at 7. That I would feel, but it just if you have a top 5 pick, I can't. I can't tell you to take him. It's just I don't know.
It's scary. Nervous. It is scary. Saquon's a scary guy.
If he's not everything that he's supposed to be, then yikes.
I'm looking here at my running back rankings. I have David Montgomery at 9. That's not accurate. I need to fix that. Because I have him ahead of Aaron Jones and Najee Harris, which I 100% would never, ever draft him ahead of those guys. And I probably never draft him ahead of about the next 5 guys after him. So I don't know how that happened. But I have Austin Eckler 8. David Montgomery, who's not supposed to be there, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Chris Carson, Joe Mixon at 13. Oh boy, here come the haters.
Joe Mixon's at 13 for me too, so that's kind of
good.
strange.
Yeah, he should be. Jonathan Taylor at 14, which I don't know how I really feel about that. Antonio Gibson at 15, and Josh Jacobs, where they're all those are three guys for me where I'm like, I know they're going to get all the first and second down work, but the third down, I just know that these coaches not only like other guys, but have other guys very, very, very capable. So capable enough that they have their own fantasy value kind of built into them. So that's why they can't really break into that tier ahead. And then at 17, I have Trey Sermon because I am a believer. Who do you have through like your top 15 or so, 16?
Okay, I'll just start from where we left off at 5. So Jonathan Taylor 6, Aaron Jones 7, 8, Ezekiel Elliott 9, Austin Eckler 10, Antonio Gibson 11, Najee Harris 12, J.K. Dobbins 13, Mixon 14 is actually Clyde Edwards-Helaire 15, Miles Sanders. I guess that you said stop at 15, so that's my top 15.
This is an interesting group. You had J.K. Dobbins that high. You had Sanders pretty high.
And CEH. I believe in the CEH resurgence. I was a little scared this weekend because they were trying out this Jerick McKinnon goal line package that I didn't like a whole lot to see. I think they're just trying it out. They're going to just see what it can do. I don't think it's nothing that I'm going to actually worry about with CEH. I think this is a good bounce back year for him. You can get him dirt cheap in drafts because everybody's fading him because he didn't have a great rookie season. He still plays with Patrick Mahomes. They still took him in the first round. He's still going to get the opportunities that he was afforded last season. I'm not scared at any of those guys behind him on the depth chart. They're a bunch of fillers in case he gets hurt. I'm full steam ahead with CEH, and I hope everybody else can join me in that.
Yeah, I'm in on him, but not in enough to like draft him very high. I have questions. Like, do they really? I mean, it feels like similar to the Bills running backs, where it's just like, yeah, we could run the ball, but it's almost just better for us to just throw all the time. And they just kind of have embraced that. They've got the guys that do that. They've got the scheme that does that. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire's got his little injury thing going on. It's like a low ankle sprain. I don't like that. I mean, because even when the other running backs are out there, it's not like he's showing himself to be, a head and shoulders better than they are, more efficient. I mean, he can't even stay out there for every down.
I would have felt more nervous had they brought back Damian Williams, but they let him walk, and that makes me think that they have a lot more trust in him than I do. Like that I did last season, because I would have thought they'd have brought somebody in at that point, and they didn't. So I'm thinking that Andy Reid is going to give him another go. Obviously, if it doesn't break out this year, maybe they start looking at another option in the future. But for now, I think I'm going to stick with him being good.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit of defense here. What do you think about all this stuff coming out of Cowboys camp, where essentially it looks like Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch are on the outs, and Keanu Neal and Micah Parsons seems to be catching new defensive coordinator Dan Quinn's eye, catching his fancy.
Is he though? They played together, or he played for him in Atlanta, so it's like, kind of like having the dad's son on the team. Like, yeah. Of course he's catching his eye. Like, he's played with them for years. Obviously, he's going to pick the scheme up fast. But these Jalen Smith rumors started in the summer. I feel like I asked it to you probably back in like May of like, what is Jalen Smith going? Like, what happens if Jalen Smith gets on the outs in Dallas? And apparently it's a lot further along than I thought. I didn't think we were at the point where he'd be traded, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of – I don't know what to think. I have a couple of things come through my mind. One is he paid all that money to get his number changed to get a number 9 Dallas jersey. He paid like $500,000 but worth of stock or something like that, or more than that. And now he's not even going to play an NFL snap in a regular season game, potentially, for them. Two is he could get traded, I don't think necessarily from a fantasy point of view. Like, I'm not like fading Jalen Smith. Like, he's been good enough to where I'm like, I think he's just, even if they can't get rid of him, they want to, he's going to find a way on the field and he's going to be successful. Like, I just have such a hard time believing that he's not going to. Now, that being said, I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. That being said, I think the most likely outcome, like you said, is they trade him. They're probably going to get back less than they should for him. Where he goes, I don't really know.
Who is looking for a linebacker right now?
But the thing is, people are though. I mean, Joe Schobert just got picked up. He's a linebacker.
That's a good point.
He had a big contract. Quan Alexander. I mean, he just got picked up again. I mean, obviously not a big money situation, but Houston loves linebackers. They could just.
Oh my God! If Houston took him, I could just.
Trade Deshaun Watson for him.
I hate Houston so much. They just have such an odd way of running things. Mm-hmm. And apparently it doesn't matter if there is David O'Brien in there or not. It doesn't matter if O'Brien's there or not. Apparently they're just going to have a weird front office no matter who's there.
I don't know anything about whether they would need him or want him or whatever. But I mean, Carolina seems like they could. I mean, they need like a veteran linebacker. I think they have like Shaq Thompson and Tahir Whitehead was there last year. I don't know if he's around anymore. They have Denzel Perryman.
Yeah.
He's nobody special.
It's probably going to be somebody like the Jets. They're probably going to trade for him.
They need help. Apparently, they're in the market for a pass rusher after
they are.
Carl Lawson went down with an Achilles tear this last week. That's tough. They don't really have anybody to back him up. They have like Bryce Huff is a guy that's there. I don't know. I think I saw one other name, but I'm just kind of
nobody that excites me. Let's put it that way.
I'm kind of waiting for the shoe to drop there. I could see the Bears wanting to get rid of Robert Quinn, but I don't know if he could like pass a real physical or get. I don't know if the Jets would want that on their team right now. So
yeah, they're probably waiting until after all the cuts get made and see if there's somebody they can pick up cheap.
Yeah, no joke. Actually, the Chiefs just dropped some guys today. You're right. We do have cuts coming first round.
Yep.
Be some roster shuffling going on, guys and gals. Pay attention to your waivers in your leagues. It's go time, so go check out the Patreon, patreon.com/the IDP Army. Get in our Discord with me and Billy and all the other guys in the IDP Army. Hop into the Ultimate IDP Index if you have a draft coming up. We have a draft chat, we have a draft strategy room, we have a dynasty room, and we talk about all kinds of IDP stuff. But we play all fantasy football too. So, I mean, it's not like it's just IDP, but we definitely chop it up all over the place. So,
and college football. We just dropped the first episode of the college football podcast. So,
I forgot.
Yeah, so we dropped that on Saturday. We're going to do another one this week before the season will officially start this weekend. It's like week 0 or whatever. I don't know. It's weird how they do it, to be honest with you, because the real season doesn't start until next weekend. But this weekend, there's a couple of games. So we're going to try to break down players that are going to get drafted next season. We're jumping right in on all of the incoming rookies. We're obviously not going to touch on everybody because it's, there's a million college football players. But people that are relevant, we're going to bring them up each week and kind of give you a breakdown of who's who and who's making moves, and people that you maybe aren't listening to, or maybe Todd McShay hasn't brought them up or something. So we're going to try our best to get everybody up to speed on all the rookies that are going to be available to draft. Obviously, this campus to Canton thing is really taking off right now. So I know we have a few people that are involved with those leagues that are listening. So we're going to try to help you out the best we can.
Nice. Yeah. IDP Army, we appreciate you guys. Go to the Patreon, sign up. The resources you guys give to the brand go to adding new shit like this. We got this going on. So that's the Dynasty Tailgate. We got Offensive Points. We got the IDP Army podcast. We have a couple other things in the works. But it's grind time for the season. So it's about going and getting the gold right now. So we will be back with another sort of preseason update and a ranking show in a day or two. I'm going to have a wide receiver ranking show. I'm going to jump into the defensive updates, linebackers, defensive line, defensive backs. So I will see you guys back here, guys and gals, back here in a day or two. So until then.
Peace.
Let the rain hit the sand. Build a house on a rock, got a plan. Gotta get stocks, keep them bands. Hear the clock tick, blades on the fan. Used to be mundane on a Monday. Now you have fun day on a Sunday. Cause you switching it up and you living it up. You ain't getting enough.